Welcome to TV20 Classic Sports. I'm your host, Christian Patterson. From all-star matchups to championship games, we've reached into the vault to bring back a part of Cleveland history. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of TV20 Classic Sports.
Welcome to the 1998 City of Cleveland Swim Championships, sponsored by the City of Cleveland and Coca-Cola. Hi, I'm Tim Wells, and our special guest announcer is always the aquatics manager of the City of Cleveland, Luther Demery. Lou, welcome for another great year of some swim action.
Yes, Tim, we're expecting to have a great swim meet here today. We have a lot of young new kids in the program. Without a doubt, our favorite team again this year is Estabrook Recreation Center, but we have other teams that will be competitive. Gunning will be competitive. Impey will be competitive. We have quite a few kids from the east side of Cleveland that's going to be competitive, so we're expecting a great meet.
And we have a nice crowd over here at Halloran, great ideal weather, and obviously we're going to be looking at several events that take place here today. Just briefly, if we can tell the viewers what kind of events that we can look forward to today.
Well, basically we're swimming 5 different individual races plus a shuttle relay. The individual races are the IM, which consists of 4 strokes, is 100 yards. Consists of a backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, and butterfly. We have the freestyle event for all age groups. We have the breaststroke and also the backstroke and the butterfly for each age group.
Lou, let's talk first about the individual medley. That's felt relatively new to the City of Cleveland swimmers. We're basically in about our 3rd or 4th year with this program.
That's correct. This age group that will be leading off the swim meet, this is the first year they're swimming individual medley. This age group is 11 and 12-year-olds. Next year, our 10 and unders will be swimming this event as well. These kids have been swimming this event now for about 4 or 5 years, and they've become pretty efficient at swimming this event.
Okay, we're going to have some important news to pass along for the viewers at home, so if you have some paper and pencil, we'll be passing some important information about some of the fall and winter programs that will take place in the recreation centers, as well as the Recreation Commissioner, Michael Cox, will be along today to talk about some of the great things that have happened this summer and what we have looked forward to in the future. Without further ado, let me first start today's meet by apologizing to our viewers, because if I butcher your names, I'm doing the best I can, and the information came from Joe Hooven over at Estabrook, so I'm going to try to do the best I can, and if I butcher it up, I apologize now before we start. The first event is the individual medley boys 11 and 12, and in lane number 2, he's from Estabrook, David Acevedo. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Matt Kusa. In lane 4 from Impetpool, Mickey Gall. In lane 5 from Impetpool, Jimmy Schneider. In lane 6 from Warsaw Pool, Gerard Luchowski. And in lane 7 from Impetpool, Andrew DiNafrio. Those are our 6 finalists in the boys 11 and 12 individual medley.
You know, Tim, the key to this here race is the endurance. You have 100 yards to go here. These young kids will start out real fast and won't have anything left for the finish. So we're gonna see what happens here. As you can tell, it's a little rough. The strokes are a little rough at this point. They're still learning the stroke. They're still learning these skills. As they get older, you'll see those strokes smooth out. The body position will take place, but the captains or the swim team coaches have did great jobs with these kids to even get them to this point.
Now, the individual medley for those at home is a combination of all the events that we're going to see today. The first time down, it was the breaststroke. Coming back, it's the backstroke.
It's the backstroke. And you have to relax with the stroke. I mean, you reach your maximum speed. You try to maintain that speed. but the key is to relax. You see the young man on our monitor, Tim, he's laying back, his head is back, he's looking. He has a good, even, smooth stroke. Right now, he has basically about half a body length on the second-place swimmer. He did pause there on the wall. As he gets older, get a little bit more experience of swimming, he won't be looking for that person. He hit that wall and come off. He won't be worried about the swimmer in the next lane. Okay. But he has a good breaststroke, though. Good breaststroke kick. Young man has good skills.
And again, Lou, when you look at the individual medley, obviously for them to be one of the top 6 finalists, they've had to master a lot of techniques and fundamentals of swimming.
Yeah, they have, like I say, Tim, they're still learning these fundamentals, and they're going to improve on those techniques and skills as the years progress. Again, this is our younger age group for swimming. This is 11 and 12-year-olds. So I can imagine these kids have probably been trying to swim this stroke here in competitive competition maybe for 1 year now. As you can see, you're swimming lane number, what's that, 4? Lane 4.
And again, we'll look at the timer, but he comes in here way out in front. It looks like lane number 4, and we'll get the official ruling from our head timer. But in lane 4, lane 4, it's Mickey Gall from Impet Pool. He's a 7th grader from Our Lady of Angels. He's had an honor roll and perfect attendance award. And the swim coach from Impet Pool had passed on the word that this is probably one of her top swimmers at Impet Pool. Again, Mickey Gall captures the city championship in the individual medley, boys 11 and 12, here today at Halloran Pool.
We have the young ladies coming up here, Tim, and believe it or not, I was looking at some of these times prior to the meet. The young ladies are stronger and faster swimming than the younger guys are. And that seems to be the trend in all age groups.
Touch the touch pads under the water.
Okay, you hear Joyce telling them about touching the touch pads. So let's talk a little bit about the touch pads and what actually needs to take place.
Okay, these are mechanical electrical touch pads, and what needs to take place, the kid needs to hit this touch pad up underneath the water at the crosses in order for it to monitor on the computer screen that we have an individual coming in to automatically time our kids. And also we have our guard staff with stopwatches in case the pads doesn't work to correct us here. But this is something great for them. It gives them opportunity to actually see and how to handle a touch pad.
And you can see on your screen, and these are the times and places that they came in during the first event, which will give you the times of the swimmers. If you're interested in following your son or daughter are here swimming today, you can monitor the touchpad scoreboard as they'll be giving you the times as we go throughout the day. Our next event is the girls 11 and 12 individual medley. In lane number 1, she's from Impet Pool, Celia Holian. In lane 2, from Gunning, Sarah Singleton. In lane 3, from Gunning, Rachel Schneider. In lane 4, from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. In lane 5, from Estabrook, Jessica Sutak. In lane 6, from Estabrook, Sarah Romano. In lane 7, from Estabrook, Judy Farron. And in lane 8, from Estabrook, Cindy Rishaw. Those are our finalists in the girls 11 and 12 individual medley.
Timers ready. Swimmers, take your mark.
Good start. Good start, no false starts. This is going to be a very interesting race. These young ladies here are accomplished butterflyers. You can look at the reach, look at the movement. Those two swimmers in the middle lane are very strong. See how far the body comes out the water? They're actually pulling themselves across very rapidly. Excellent backstroke. Good rhythm. Now the key is to see can she maintain the same speed for the 4 laps. That's the key to the swimming distance.
Well, in the last event where the young man from Impet Pool, his time was at 2:06. We'll see, Lou, if they come in. It looks just from the start that they're way out in front, a lot much quicker.
Yes. Good. She's relaxed. She's laying out. She's very relaxed. She's very focused. Comes from good coaching. And as you can see, most of this heat is Estabrook.
And we'll talk, I'm sure, through the meet today as we go. What is the key to Estabrook's swim team? What is it that they their tots and their program that's been so where they every year they just come back every year with a great competitive swim team.
Tim, you know, I looked at them 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and I didn't really think they had enough to win the city meet. And as you know, they ran away with the meet. That was basically a completely new swim team that they had there.
Hey, in lane 4, it was Angela Kupar, and Lou, you can see the time comes in at 1:31, which is almost 30 seconds faster than the young man that just won in the same age group. So Angela Kupar is our champion in the girls 11 and 12 individual medley.
You know, but back to the Estabrook situation. What makes Estabrook so great in swimming is, Tim, is that it's a tradition. I mean, if I swim for Estabrook as a kid, my younger brother wants to swim for Estabrook as a kid. You got a parent involvement, you have a community involvement, and they take swimming at that recreation center very seriously. They start those kids off in tots and parents programs, and those tots and parents will be there every day if they can give them there every day. Get them involved in swimming, introduce them to swimming at a very early age. Mary and Joe then takes over, and they have training sessions, they have dive sessions, they have touch sessions, and it's just organized, a very organized swim club.
Okay, in the next event, it's going to be the boys 13 and 14 in the individual medley. In lane 1 from Fairfax Recreation, Richard Sparks. In lane 2 from Estabrook, Gavin Kayakula. In lane 3 from Fairfax, Adrian Robinson. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Richard Wyma. In lane 5 from Warsaw, Sev Stalkupper. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Carl Hurhuth. In lane 7 from Michael Zone, Miguel Ortiz. And in lane 8 from Alexander Hamilton, Jason Simmons. Those are our finalists in the 13-14 boys for the individual medley event.
Tim, we have our top swimmer is another Weimer. I mean, we have 3 of them as lifeguards for us. We have 1 who came through our program now as a policeman. Now here's the younger of this family. And he would do real well in this event. All of his brothers swam well in this event, and he would do well also. And as you can see, he's starting out already. Very strong. He swims all the way into the wall. Good touch. It's going to be a good race, though. You have a swimmer out there in lane number 5, and the number 7 is going to give him some competition. This is not going to be a runaway. I believe he has the stamina to maintain this speed, he will win this event. And although he's only about a third of a body length ahead of the second place swimmer here. Oh, he missed the wall. Yeah, he missed the wall. He had a bad push off the wall. He had a bad push off the wall, and lane number 5 got beat him off the wall. And he's pulling hard. Now it comes down to the freestyle. Who has the better freestyle going back? But he has maybe a half a body length on him. It's going to be tough. Lane number 5, Tim. Lane number 5 from Warsaw Pool. Lane 5.
In lane number 5 with a time of 1:23.55 from Warsaw Pool. My favorite name of the meet, Sev Stalkupper. Congratulations, Sev. You did an outstanding job here today. And Lou, you know, you mentioned the last stretch coming down with the freestyle. It seems like the kids really, it's a lot easier for them to do the freestyle.
Yeah, the freestyle is basically one of the easiest strokes to swim. That and the breaststroke. Butterfly and backstroke, it takes a little mastering to get those strokes, especially the butterfly. But freestyle and the breaststroke are normal swimming strokes for us to start with. And they master those strokes prior to mastering the other 2. But the young man from Warsaw Pool is an excellent swimmer. And I see he's at St. Ignatius High School in 9th grade. I'm pretty sure those individuals will be looking at him to swim for St. Ignatius in the next year or so.
And again, you know, when you talk about, you know, kids going to St. Ignatius and these swim teams, you know, the Commissioner of Recreation as well as Mayor Michael R. White have talked about Yeah, it's great that we have the great swimmers and the great athletes, but the other part of the academics and having a good education and preparing them for the future is so critical. So, you know, today we're going to talk about a lot of swimming school skills, but obviously, Lou, over the years, you've seen many of these kids go on and swim for their high schools.
Oh, a lot of them have swum for high school, have swum for colleges, you know. But the amazing thing, it amazes me more than anything else, Tim, when I look back over the years of being involved with the aquatics with the city of Cleveland, I can honestly say we have a lot of our kids who do well in life and not become a great swimmer. They become teachers, lawyers. We have a couple in med school. We have veterinarians. We have firemen, policemen, EMS operators. And these young people come through our programs as young people at that time, but they are good young people. And they do well in other fields. And this is the reason why the commissioners always asking me, how come we losing our people? Because they do so well. The police department is constantly grabbing them. The fire department is constantly grabbing them. But that's what it is.
Okay, our next event is the girls 13 and 14 in the individual medley. In lane number 1 from Gunning Pool, Sarah Schneider. In lane 2 from Estabrook, Jasmine Padron. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Kate Farron. In lane 4 from Fairfax, Sharday Kenny. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. And in lane 6 from Gunning, Michelle Sweeter. In lane 7 from Impet, Jen Veltimes. And in lane 8 from Warsaw Pool, Heather Luchowski. Those are our finalists in the individual medley, girls 13 and 14.
And Tim, before we leave here, I have to say that Elizabeth Elsesser, who's an outstanding swimmer, has some medical complications. She wasn't able to make this meet. But Elizabeth is a fine young lady and an excellent swimmer that swam out of Sunrise Pool. And my best wishes goes out to Elizabeth for early recovery. As you can see, as the ages brackets get a little older, the competition gets a little tougher. The kids swim more closer together, and the times are not going to be that far off. But we have some very, very smooth individuals in the pool right now that are relaxed. They're pulling good. They have a good kick. And this is on the second leg of 100 yards. So we got, when you come down to the freestyle, you got to have some left. And that's what it comes down to. Notice how high the swimmer rides in the water. The first place swimmer, she rides very high in the water. That comes from her strong legs and arms. On the rotation, a good kick pushes her. As you can tell, the water comes basically midway between her shoulders and her waistline. Looks like Amanda Beard out there all over again, doesn't it?
And you know what, Lou? The pull and the reach, it's all there. You can see the skill levels improve, as you mentioned, that the older the kids are, the more skilled they become.
Oh, yes. She has excellent time.
In lane number 5, in first place, the girls individual medley, from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. And again, Lou, you saw the times were fairly close.
She comes from a swimming family. Bridget Cox was a swimmer. You know, that whole Cox family are excellent swimmers. And I wouldn't doubt in a couple of years now, Commissioner Cox will be looking at her as a lifeguard.
I'm sitting there now, Lou, thinking about who we're going to get as lifeguards next year.
Yeah, well, you know, two years from now, you'll have this group. Or maybe some of them next year. But that 15, 17 age bracket, you will have all of those kids.
And again,
that's the other good thing about this program, Lou, the aquatics program, is that we can almost like bring our swimmers up and give them jobs in the summertime, and they're used to our program.
Oh yeah, they're used to our programs, and the big thing, Mike, they come and swim for us. But if we look around the city, not only in the city of Cleveland, you look at the YMCA's, you look out there in Brooklyn, you know, those individuals that run in those pools actually come through our program as well.
Correct.
You know. Well, we had a 15, 17-year-old here, Tim.
yes, our next event is the boys 15 and 17 individual medley. In lane number 2 from John F. Kennedy, Will Pearson. In lane 3 from Glendale Pool, Gerald King. In lane 4 from Cadell Recreation, Dan Lizzie.
4, 5, and 6. They moved them over. They didn't have enough. I guess we had a couple of no-shows
3, 4,
here.
5, and 6.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
3, 4, 5, and 6.
Let's see, in lane 4, it looks like, again, Lou, I'm going by what I'm looking at. Gerald King is now going to be lined up in lane number 4. And in lane 5, I'm thinking that's Dan Lizzie from Cadell. And in lane number 6, I believe that's Clarence Mitchell from Forest Hills Pool. Those are the finalists in the 15-17 boys individual medley.
I think that's Wimberly Thomas from Alexander Hamilton.
In 6,
in lane
Wimberly
6.
Thompson.
Right.
Okay. In lane 6, Wimberly Thompson from Alexander Hamilton. Those are our 3 finalists.
Swimmers, take your mark.
A lot of motion. Must have got some water in his mouth. He's strong. He's strong. He's very strong, but he does not have the actual skills to win this race. He's awfully strong. A lot of wasted motion. Look at the young man from Cadell. Very smooth, relaxed. He looks relaxed, almost like he's going to sleep out there. He's very smooth. He just hit the lane line though, and that would definitely slow you down. He had to flip. Turned on his back.
You saw there, Lou, on that flip turn how he picked up.
Yeah, he
Probably another quarter of a length.
turned on his back though, Tim. When you flip off that wall and come off for the breaststroke, you cannot come off on your back. You have to come off on your stomach side. Good touch. See, you can look at swimming and you can say, hey, it doesn't boil down to strength all the time. You can be strong, but if you do not have the technique and the skills, your strength won't last. It might last in 25 yards, but it's not going to last in 100. Good race. Young man is very smooth.
Again, Dan Lizzie from Cadell Recreation captures the 15-17 boys individual medley. Here today at Halloran Pool, he is a 10th grader from the Cleveland Learning Center.
You know, he has a coach over there at Tom Garcia who did some college swimming, some competitive college swimming. So he has an excellent coach over there to cue him on a lot of the small things that makes a great swimmer. Young man did a great job, though, all 3 of them.
Again, you can see in your upper left-hand corner where the flags are at half mast. And Commissioner, I know you've had a chance to sit down here and enjoy a bit. The flags have been at half mast. Maybe you want to explain to the viewers.
Yes, Tim. All flags in the city of Cleveland have been lowered to half mast in honor of the people that died in the Nairobi embassy bombing. And it's just to show our respect for those people that gave their lives for this country.
And, you know, just the other day, we saw the president in one of the ceremonies going through that, and you could see it really tore him up. You know, here's people out there defending our country, trying to do what's right and helping other countries, and to have that happen, it's just, that's just terrible.
All right, we had a 15-17 girls individual medley that's in place now.
Okay, let me see now. I want to make sure I get these right here.
And we're starting from lane 3.
Okay, in lane number 3 from League Park is Kaisha Sturtmeyer. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Lauren Krupar. In lane 5 from Gunning, Heather Messer. In lane 6 from Michael Zone, Penny Davis. And in lane 7 from Fairfax, Samira Kenny. Those are our finalists in girls 15-17 for the individual medley.
You know, Tim, I was glad to see Penny. I was glad to see Penny Davis make this finals. Penny has been swimming, Tim, for 5 years. 5 years she's been trying to make these finals, and she finally got here. She's over Michael's own Rick every day.
You know, Lou, we've been talking about the swimmers so far today, but truthfully, you know, our hats have to go off to the many lifeguards in the city of Cleveland that have taken the time out to work with the kids every day on the fundamentals of swimming.
You know, Tim, and when we started the season off, I was telling the commissioner, hey, we're missing a lot of experience. A lot of our experienced people didn't return. They found other paying jobs, other jobs, full-time jobs. But I got to admit, after the first week or so, these kids really got into the groove to really realize exactly what it is to be a lifeguard. You know, it's a little difficult when from taking a lifeguard test and you're in a controlled environment compared to coming out into one of these pool areas where the environment is not as controlled as in the class. But these young people did a great job this summer. They did a great job for us this summer. Fortunately, we haven't had any major incidents that we have 6-7 days to go yet. But they have watched out for these kids in the city of Cleveland. They have watched out for the adults in here in the city of Cleveland, and I think our hats goes off to them. And I know the commissioner appreciates it, the mayor appreciates it, and the citizens of the city of Cleveland appreciates it.
And again, Lou, for moms and dads at home, just to let you know that Mayor Michael R. White did attend the orientation and the first meeting of the lifeguards. So it was something that he felt was very important to him to make sure we get off on a good start.
Very important to him. And the mayor over the years have been very supportive of pools, very supportive of aquatic program, very supportive of the Division of Recreation, period. And we're lucky to have a mayor like this.
Again, our champion is from Estabrook Pool, Lauren Krupar, of a time of 1:36.91. She captures the championship in the individual medley, girls 15 to 17. She's a 10th grader over at Chanel High School.
Lauren is an excellent swimmer. She's an excellent swimmer. And her mom encourages quite a bit. And these parents out here, you can see the parents here. And that's a big part of it, Tim. These young people come and participate in the program. The parents come to support them. And that's the thing that keeps them motivated, keeps them coming back, keeps them wanting to do the right thing and do things good.
Well, these are the kids that probably haven't slept all night. They give us the most excitement. But before we actually start talking about these young kids, Lou, let's talk the first event after the individual medley, where everybody seems to love, is the freestyle. Tell us a little bit about the freestyle event.
The freestyle, the crawl stroke, as a lot of us are aware of. This is probably the first stroke that a kid will learn to swim. This is the most fastest of the strokes, is the crawl stroke. It's the most exciting of them. And these young people here now are probably the swimmers that actually came out of a Learn to Swim program last summer, this summer or last fall. And a lot of them is probably their first time in a final championship swim meet, and you're probably right. You know, it's many years ago, but I can remember swimming at Forest Hill Pool in the final swim meet. Didn't sleep at all that night before. Felt good when I walked away from there with a trophy, though.
There's some young gentlemen sitting up here ready to go, and we'll introduce them to you in the freestyle event. Again, it's boys 10 and under. In lane number 2 from Hamilton Recreation, Michael Evans. In lane number 3 from Estabrook, Sonny Kai Kula. In lane number 4 from Woodland, Daryl Clayton. In lane number 5 from Gunning, Matt Marcus. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Bryce Kaikula. In lane 7 from Lonnie Burton, Benjamin Hobson. Those are our finalists in the boys 10 and under. Now this time, Lou, they'll only swim one length of the pool.
One length of the pool. And you can see they barrel it out, Tim. They're not holding anything back for this one length. This is going to be a close one down to the wire. You got 5 swimmers that can finish in first place here. all of these kids are close. It's down to the wire.
This is my stroke, Lou. This is the only stroke I know.
See Tony giving us lane number 6. He comes from Estabrook. Rice Kayikula. Boy, if I get my tongue left after this game.
Yeah, that's my stroke too, Tim. I love to swim in freestyle. Love to swim in freestyle event. The young ladies here. Look at the little one in lane number 7. She can't be no more than 4 feet tall, if she's 4 feet tall. But she can get down this pool.
Okay, our next event is for freestyle, 10 and under girls. Starting in lane number 2. Again, I'm seeing someone in, okay, lane 1 from Thurgood Marshall, Mary Hightower. In lane number 2 from Impet, Sammy Veltimes. In lane number 3 from Cadell, Dana Federico. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Stephanie Hairhuth. In lane 5 from Gunning, Emily Schneider. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Christine Swiner. In lane 7 from Gunning, Mary Samante. And in lane 8 from Fairfax, Helena Davis. Those are our top 8 finalists in the 10 and under girls freestyle.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Oh, this is going to be a good one too, Tim. I mean, see, I love this 25 because they don't have to hold anything back. They can give it all in 25 yards. Right into the wall. Good time. Lane 4.
In lane number 4, from Estabrook, Stephanie Hairhuth. Again, Stephanie is a 6th grade student at Messiah Lutheran. Merit roll, perfect attendance, loves softball.
I think we better add swimming to that.
And right now, that's it's moved up the ladder.
Yeah, excellent, excellent freestyling. All right, we have the 11 and 12-year-old boys here. They will swim 50 yards. This is a meter pool, so they're going to be swimming 50 meters here.
And again, you can see the tremendous parent support out here, and the moms and dads. We really like to take this time to thank you for the many times you probably changed that lunch hour and gave the kids the support to continue in the competitive swim program for the city of Cleveland. And again, our special tribute to the many people, whether it was the coach or mom and dad or aunt and uncle or grandma that came out and gave them the support. Our special thanks today. In the next event, it is the boys 11 and 12 event, starting off
Start in the gutter.
in lane number 1 from Impet Pool, Mickey Gall. In lane number 2 from Meyer, Jason Patterson. In lane number 3 from Meyer Pool, Ricardo Feliciano. In lane 4 from Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. In lane 5 from Glenview Pool, Colby Clark. In lane 6 from Gunning, David McHenry. In lane 7 from Meyer Pool, Michael Holly. And in lane 8 from Lincoln Pool, Larry Williams. Those are our finalists in the boys 11 and 12 freestyle.
We got 2 lengths of the pool here.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Good start. No false starts yet. Seems like they're cruising. They're in cruise control at this point. The swimmer in lane number 4 seems to be very relaxed. He's very relaxed. He's reaching. He's a tall kid, though, but he has a good reach.
Very smooth stroke, isn't it, Lou?
Oh, yeah, very smooth. He has good breathing. He's rotating his head extremely well. Gets some oxygen in. He's good coaching. That's good coaching. Lane 4. Ronell Lee, Lonnie Burton. Lane number 4.
And in lane number 4, Ronell Lee from Lonnie Burton. Again, he came in here with the fastest time qualifying. He captures the championship here today in the boys 11 and 12 freestyle.
You know, Tim, that qualifying time for 50 yards.
Well, we'll take a look at it here on replay, and you're going to see, Lou, beautiful stroke.
Right, look at him reaching. He doesn't waste his arms. He doesn't waste, he's not cutting it short. He's reaching for every inch he can get before he starts his pulling and recovery. A little wide, arms are a little wide, but that's the only thing he has to work on. Move them arms in closer, more towards coming off the earlobe. But he's strong. He's a strong swimmer. It's a great time, though. His qualifying time was a great time for 50 yards for 11 and 12-year-old kid.
Okay, our next event is the girls 11 and 12. In the freestyle event, in lane number 1 from Thurgood Marshall, Marquita Durant. In lane number 2 from Estabrook, Sarah Romana. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Jessica Sutak. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. In lane 5 from Gunning, Rachel Schneider. In lane 6 from Cadell, Brandy East. In lane 7 from Estabrook, Cindy Rickshaw. And in lane 8 from Cadell, Indigo Bishop. Those are our finalists in the girls 11 and 12 freestyle.
Swimmers, take your mark.
You see that flip turn on the other wall down the Tim?
Flip turn.
Hey, these kids are mastering this stuff, mister. And she has a good stroke, too. Excellent stroke. That comes from practice. I remember trying to do a flip turn. I had more water up my nose than I had in the pool. So she has practiced this here.
And again, you could see, Lou, you talked about the flip turn. You know, obviously that isn't just something that the kids come in the first time. You can see that somebody's took the time to work with the youngster.
Right, that's something that you got really, there's a lot of timing involved with that, Tim. It's not only about the flip, but knowing when to start tucking to flip, getting a good push off the wall. So it takes a lot of work to master a flip turn. You know, you flip and doesn't get a good push off the wall, the flip turn kills you.
And again, you were looking at the girls 11 and 12. It was Angela Krupar from Estabrook that captures the champions, a 7th grader from Our Lady of Good Counsel.
She's an honor roll student, perfect attendance, and loves girls volleyball. I think we could add swimming in there also.
Lou, you added swimming in everyone.
Everyone.
Our next event is the boys 13 and 14 freestyle event. In lane number 1 from John F. Kennedy, Quinito Stevens. In lane 2 from Estabrook, Carl Herhuth. In lane 3, my favorite name from Warsaw Pool, Sev Stalkopper. In lane 4, Richard Wyma from Estabrook. In lane 5 from Low, Eric Dubrava. In lane 6 from Impet, Josh Coleman. In lane 7 from Alexander Hamilton, Jason Simmons. And in lane 8 from Alexander Hamilton, Michael Johnson.
You know, you have the swimmers in lanes 3 and in lanes 4 and 5 that are basically the top swimmers now. 4 and 3 top swimmers in this event. Stockhopper times a little slower than Reimers, but he will swim up to the competition. Oh, this is an excellent race. And we got swimming lane number 5 that's beating both of them. Let's see what they do off the wall. Flip turn. One did a flip, one did a grappling turn off the wall. It's going to be a battle down to the finish.
Lane 4 on your left is Wyma. Lane 5 is Dubaba.
Wyma's pulling away on him.
Great
Lane
race.
5. Yeah.
In lane number 4, Richard Wyma.
Good sportsmanship there.
And again, that's important, Lou, when you're talking about the competitive spirit that you see, whether it's in the sports, it's in the swimming. It's great to see that the kids can come out here and compete and then still be able to come over, shake hands, good sport, good job. That's what it's all about.
Most definitely. You look at Wyma, and Tim, the kid has a swimmer's physique.
Yeah, look at it right here, Lou.
Coming off the wall here. We have the swimmer in lane number 6, who has the lead at this point. Wyma beats him about halfway to pool for the simple reason the kid has good body position. He never lost a stroke. He maintained the same speed for the 50 yards.
And you can see it right here, how the gap just opened up. And you talked about, you know, the body position of being wide and narrow, and you can see the big difference.
See where his arms are going? Arms are not wide. They're going right past his earlobes. Quicker recovery, hands in the water faster. You're not making a looping stroke. You're not dragging water with you.
Again, nice job by Richard Wyma for the boys 13 and 14. And our next event is the girls 13 and 14 in the freestyle. In lane number 1 from Cadell Pool, Sarah Federico. In lane 2 from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. In lane 3 from Gunning, Sarah Schneider. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Kate Farron. In lane 5 from Gunning, Michelle Sweeter. In lane 6 from Impet, Jen Veltimes. In lane 7 from Gunning, Jennifer Miranda. And in lane 8 from Warsaw Pool, Jessica Bartholomew.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Good start. So they can go down the first leg. Full blast. It's about what you have coming back. You see what happened with Wyma, 3/4 way of the pool. He captured that lead. Great turn. Lanes 4, 3, and 4. Was it 4 and 5? Lanes 4 and 5 were battling for first place. And that's the key. You notice she did not take a breath. She did not take a breath for like every 5 strokes.
Again, Kate Farron captures the championship here today from Estabrook Pool. Student over at Holy Name High School, honor roll, perfect attendance. I love this one quote, loves to play sports.
And swim, yeah.
Well, we'll take a look at it right here, Lou.
Okay. Watch the flip. Watch the flip off the wall here. And it means so much. It breaks the time down. Excellent turn. She comes up. She's stroking. And she has good speed. She has excellent speed. She has excellent recovery. Her body position is great. She has powerful legs. And that's where your speed comes from. In the freestyle event, your speed comes from your legs.
Okay, our next event is the boys freestyle 15 to 17. In lane number 1 from Glenview Pool, Mario Ortiz. In lane 2 from Hamilton Pool, John Swain. In lane 3 from Glendale Pool, Gerald King. In lane 4 from Cadell Pool, Dan Lizzie. In lane number 5 from Lincoln Pool, David Green. And in lane number 6 from Sunrise Pool, Chris Roch. And in lane number 7 from Alexander Hamilton, Wimberly Thompson.
Okay, Tim, we're looking at 4 lengths of this pool here. 4 lengths of the pool. Remember, they got to save some for the finish. False start, Joyce. Didn't catch it. He was rolling. He was rolling.
Rolling on the start, wasn't he?
Right. He's rolling on the start. So these first two lengths will be basically stay close. The third length, we want to make some moves on that one. The fourth length is when you're going to go for the medal. But I don't think anyone's going to stay close to him. He's very smooth. He will widen this field. On the fourth lap, he's up to have a good half a pool body length on the rest of the field. Real smooth, Tim, real smooth.
This is the young man that just won the individual medley earlier today. Dan Lizzie from Cadell Recreation out in front.
Now I could imagine that young man doing practice probably swims a good 200, 3, 4 or 5 200s, 3 or 4 100s, couple 50s, just to get ready for this event.
A lot of stamina involved.
Oh yeah, very much so, and they're working.
Well, congratulations goes out to Dan Lizzie as he captures the freestyle event boys 15-17 for the City of Cleveland Swim Championships here at Halloran Pool today.
Dan, he won the individual medley. He's 2 up on the Outstanding Swimmer Award already. All right.
Now let's talk about some of the awards, Lou, that for the viewers that are watching this for the first time.
Well, we have an Outstanding Swimmers Award for each age bracket, each group, boys and girls. We have one for the 10 and under, 11 and 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, both boys and girls. We also have a runner-up plaque for the second place team, and we have a championship plaque for the champions. And these awards will be presented to these individuals at the conclusion of the meet. We also have medals for first, second, and third place. We have ribbons for fourth, fifth, and sixth, and I believe Miss Brazil was telling me she has ribbon for 7th and 8th place. So any kid basically who swam in this meet today will receive some type of award symbolizing that they were part of the city final swim meet.
That's just fantastic.
Which is very important, Tim. It's the participation that counts.
Absolutely, Commissioner. And I'm glad they had that when I was growing up, because I wasn't the fastest swimmer in the world. But I went out there and gave my best, and that's what we should be really concentrating on today, the kids that have given a great effort. Our next event is the girls freestyle 15-17. In lane number 2 from Michael's Zone, Penny Davis. In lane 3 from Michael's Zone, Lauren Napoli. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Lauren Krupar. In lane 5 from Gunning, Heather Messer. And in lane 6 from Fairfax, Samira Kenny. Those are our finalists here today in the girls 15-17 freestyle.
This is going to be a good race. Like I'm saying, these first 2 lengths is you want to stay close. Stay in striking distance. On that third lane, that third lap, before you get to that fourth one, you want to start making your moves. Just stay close. Both of these swimmers are excellent swimmers, and it's going to be a good race. They're basically head and head going into the 50. They just want to stay close to that 75. After that 75 coming into that 100, then you want to make your move, but you got to have something left in the tank. If you don't have anything left in the tank, you won't make it.
Again, Lou, we watched those 2 young ladies just now come into the end of the pool. One was a flip turn, and the other one she actually pushed off. Is there a big difference between those 2?
Really not. It's not that much of a difference in between the 2. One is called a grappling turn, the other is called a flip turn. But if you master both turns, if you master either one of those turns, it will suffice to do what you need to be done. And that's to get off that wall as fast as you can possibly get off, get a good push from that wall, to get out as far as you can possibly get on the push.
And our winner today that you're looking at is Lauren Krupar from Estabrook. Again, in lane number 4, 10th grader from Chanel High School. captures the freestyle event, girls 15 to 17 here today.
I believe she won the IM also.
So she's on her way to that big trophy.
I was on her way.
Well, folks, stay with us, because when we come back, you're going to get a chance to meet the city champions in the individual medley and the freestyle events today.
This is Cleveland Clerk of Courts Earl Turner. I'd like to make you aware of a new service in the Clerk of Court's office that can get you out of lines like that. It's called Pay by Phone. All you need is a touch-tone phone and a Visa or MasterCard. Dial the number on the ticket, and in a matter of minutes, all your parking tickets are paid. Pay by Phone is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from any touch-tone phone. No driving downtown, no standing in lines. Pay by Phone, 216-664-4744.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee all the way home.
Starting out with the boys 11 and 12 champion of the individual medley from Impet Pool, Mickey Gall. In the girls 11 and 12 individual medley from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. In the 13-14 boys individual medley from Warsaw Pool, Sev Staukopper. Girls 13 and 14 individual medley winner from Estabrook Pool, Shannon Cox. 15-17 boys individual medley from Cadell Recreation, Dan Lizzie. The girls 15 and 17 individual medley from Estabrook Pool, Lauren Krupar. In the freestyle event, the boys 10 and under. Champion was from Estabrook Recreation, Bryce Kayakula. Girls 10 and under freestyle from Estabrook, Stephanie Herhoff. In the boys 11 and 12 from Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. In the girls 11 and 12 freestyle from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. Boys 13 and 14 in the freestyle from Estabrook, Rich Weimar. Girls 13 and 14 freestyle champion from Estabrook, Kate Farron. In the boys 15 and 17 freestyle from Cadell Recreation Pool, Dan Lizzie. And the girls 15 and 17 freestyle champion from Estabrook Pool, Lauren Krupar. Let's give them a big hand. City champions, individual medley and freestyle event. Well, Lou, we've seen the individual medley, the freestyle, And now we're getting ready for the breaststroke event. Let's talk a little bit about the breaststroke event.
Well, the biggest thing on the breaststroke, Tim, is you got to keep in mind that you have to have a two-hand touch on the other end. You should have a whip kick or a frog kick. We won't disqualify a kid for a frog kick because he's still learning. The proper kick is a whip kick. The arms do recover underwater, though, and you're actually pulling yourself through the water with the recovery. The biggest thing for these kids, we try to drill in these kids, is to have a decent kick, a decent recovery, and to touch with two hands.
And it's important that the viewers know that when they are going to be coming into the touch pads, that they need to hit with both hands at the same time. It's not like one and then the other, otherwise they could be disqualified.
That's correct. There must be a two-hand touch together, simultaneously.
When you look at all these events that we're going to do today, Lou, and obviously freestyle seems to be the most common one that we basically use, almost every swimmer uses it swimming today. The next one, the easiest that the kids pick up usually is what? What event?
Basically, it would be the breaststroke. A breaststroke is basically second nature. You know, when you get into the water, that's the first thing a kid wants to do is start moving his hand in a breaststroke type of fashion. It helps him, gives him buoyancy. It gives him, you know, it builds up the upper body strength. After the freestyle, this is the next stroke to learn. Simple reason, it's the most relaxing stroke. This is the most relaxing stroke of them all. This is the breaststroke.
Okay, we'll take this time now to look and begin with the breaststroke event. Let's take a look at the swimmers. Starting off in lane number 1 from Fairfax Pool, Daryl Clayton. In lane number 2 from Gunning Pool, Nectarius Karanis. In lane number 4 from Estabrook, Bryce Kayakula. In lane number 5 from Alexander Hamilton, Mike Evans. In lane number 6 from Lonnie Burton, Benjamin Hobson. And in lane number 7 from Estabrook, Sonny Kayakula. And in lane 8 from Alexander Hamilton, Nathaniel Hudson. Those are our finalists in the breaststroke 10 and under boys competition.
We're back to our youngsters.
Swimmers, take your mark.
You know, but they're patient. You know, most of the time we get a young kids like this here, they get very impatient up there and they have false starts. These kids are patient, and that's excellent. Good pull though. He's been working. You can tell that someone has been working with him in the stroke. He has no wasted motion. He's bobbing, he's pulling. He's bobbing, he's pulling. No, very little wasted motion. Lane number 4, Tim.
In lane 4, our champion is from Estabrook Recreation, Bryce Kayakula.
He's going to be a dynamite breaststroker, Tim.
And the 5th grader is from Harper Elementary School, a Citizenship Award. Role model is Ryan Seelbach.
He's going to be an excellent breaststroker. He has all the technique now at an early age. When he gets 12, 13 years old, he's going to be dynamite.
In our next event in the girls 10 and under breaststroke, take a look at the swimmers starting in lane number 1 from Stella Walsh, Rose Root. In lane number 2, Dana Federico. In lane number 3 from Estabrook, Kristen Swiner. In lane number 4 from Gunning, Emily Schneider. In lane number 5 from Estabrook, Stephanie Herhoth. In lane number 6 from Gunning, Mary Samante. In lane number 7 from Estabrook, Sarah Kersey. And in lane number 8 from Stella Walsh, Kathleen Dowdy. Those are our finalists in the breaststroke girls 10 and under.
You know, we talked about the young lady in lane number 7, Sarah Kersey. I understand why now. That's Mary Kersey's daughter. I didn't pick it up the last time. She's probably been swimming since she was about 2, 1.5. Mary probably had it in the water when she was born.
Tell you that Kersey name over at Estabrook.
Yeah.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Good start. A lot of motion out of lane 4. A lot of motion though. See, can she maintain the strength? She's not relaxed, but she's in first place at this point. Into the wall. Lane 4. She maintained it.
Our champion is from lane number 4 from Gunning Pole, Emily Schneider. And Emily is a 6th grade student at the Cleveland School of Arts, a mirror role. She also was a champion in a water polo program for the city of Cleveland.
Tim, the water polo has really took off. I mean, tremendous parent participation in this program all over the city. And the kids have picked up the skills for this game. We thought when we first started we would have a little problems with them picking the skills up for this game. They have grabbed the hold of this game, Tim, and don't want to let it go. They already talking about playing next season, and we haven't even finished with the summer yet. This group will swim 2 lengths of the pool. This is 11 and 12 boys. They will have 2 lengths up and back. Again, the key is to stay close on the first length and make your move on the second one.
And again, Lou, when you look at the breaststroke with the 2 lengths, obviously a 25-meter pull, we're talking 50 meters.
Right, we're talking 50 meters here.
Some of these names that we've been calling all day today are people that started out in a swim program at their Learn to Swim classes, gone on to 8 to 10, and now in the 11 and 12.
Right, you know, you got your 15, 17, your 13 and 14-year-olds. Most of these kids we have seen for a couple years. Some of them are new. We got a few new faces in there, but the majority of them you will see from 8 years old all the way up to their 15, 17 years of age. And they will basically stay with the program.
Okay, our next event is the breaststroke, boys 11 and 12. In lane number 1 from Forest Hills Pool, James Stallworth. In lane number 2 from Impet Pool, Darren Patrick. In lane 3 from Cadell Pool, Andrew Anderson. In lane 4 from Cadell, Chris Tucker. In lane 5 from Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. In lane 6 from Meyer Pool, Ricardo Feliciano. In lane 7 from Impet Pool, Mickey Gall. And in lane 8 from Warsaw Pool, Jared Luchowski. Those are our finalists in the 11 and 12 breaststroke.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Oh, Tim, he's smooth. He is really smooth. Excellent breaststroke.
Is that bob and pull, bob and pull.
That's it. Yeah, he's smooth, Tim. He lays out, he takes a little glide. He doesn't have a lot of wasted motion. And I really believe he probably can swim keep the same pace up for 100 yards because he's so relaxed. 44, what, 60, 44, 65?
44.95, our champion from Cadell Recreation, Chris Tucker.
That kid was smooth, real smooth.
Chris is a 7th grade student over at Carl Schuler, honor roll, perfect attendance. And he loves all the outdoor sports, and I guess swimming just moved up to being number 1.
Oh, without doubt, Tim. Without doubt. You know, but you will see Chris playing soccer, basketball, swimming, baseball. He just loves it.
And you know, it's really important that our viewers know that when you talk about swimming, a lot of times everybody thinks, well, summer swimming, but all year round, heated swimming pools in our recreation centers.
I mean, we have 18 of them, Tim. We have 18 heated swimming pools, and we offer classes from tots and parents classes to senior water exercise classes to competitive swimming for the kids. You name it, we do it. We got canoeing programs that runs out of gunning program that Dave Kovacs teaches over there. I mean, we have seniors in the morning, and a lot of these recreation centers with water exercise classes. The commission is constantly trying to expand the senior program for morning activities in the recreation centers. We have evening water exercise classes. It's abundance of activities. It's a sign over there on the wall for Gunning Recreation Center that's saying we're a full-service recreation center. And that they are. And every recreation center we have in the city is a full-service recreation center. You can go do arts and crafts, computers, you name it.
It's all there, and the best thing is all the activities are free to you, the citizens of Cleveland. So we hope you take the opportunity and call your local recreation centers today. Our next event is the Breaststroke, girls 11 and 12. In lane number 1 from Cadell Recreation, Brandy East. In lane 2 from Halloran Pool, Kelsa Zabo. In lane number 3 from Gunning Pool, Rachel Schneider. In lane number 4 from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Jessica Sutak. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Sarah Romano. In lane 7 from Halloran Pool, Jamie Walschlager. And in lane 8 from Impet Pool, Rose Babington. Those are our finalists in the girls 11 and 12 breaststroke event.
Swimmers, take your mark.
This is going to be a competitive race, Tim. We got 3 or 4 swimmers here in striking distance of each other. We're going to see which one can maintain that intensity coming back on the second leg. Good touch off the wall. It's going to be a dogfight for first place here. Let's let someone.
Lane 4 and lane 5, Angela Krupar, Jessica Sutak.
And she's very smooth also, Tim. She has good strokes, good recovery underwater, doesn't waste any time. Good touch, lane 4.
Lane 4, a time of 46:73 from Estabrook Recreation, Angela Krupar. Angela is a 7th grade student in Our Lady of Good Counsel, loves girls volleyball. Today she captures the girls 11 and 12 breaststroke event championship for the city of Cleveland.
She's very strong, Tim. And I can see her 2 years from now swimming this breaststroke event at a high school level, because she is an excellent swimmer. Good technique, good style, good body position, good stroke, good recovery. Most definitely is high school material.
And when you talk about the kids, high school swimming, again, most important thing, you can have all the swimming skills in the world, but if you don't have the grades,
you got to hit the books too. I mean, you got to hit them books as well as you hit the water, and as much as you want to bounce the ball, you got to hit the books.
And right after the breaststroke event, for moms and dads at home, we're going to have a chance to sit down and talk to the Commissioner of Recreation, Michael Cox, about things that are going to be happening this fall in the recreation centers and what we're trying to do to give you the best services possible here in the city of Cleveland. The next event is the breaststroke, boys 13 and 14. In lane number 1 from Hamilton Recreation, Jason Simmons. In lane 2 from Estabrook, Gavin Kayakula. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Carl Herhuth. In lane 4 from Warsaw, Sev Stalkopper. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Rich Wyma. In lane 7 from Low Park, Eric Dubrava. And in lane 8 from Fairfax, Richard Sparks. Those are our finalists, boys 13 and 14 in the breaststroke event.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Very few false starts.
Go hard, babe, go hard. Come on, girl.
And he's pulling, he's going hard too.
Come on, girl, you can do it, babe, you can do it. Let's go.
This could come down to endurance, Lou.
It's gonna come down to technique, Tim. I think all of them had endurance to do 50 yards, 50 meters, but it's gonna come down to technique. You see how he came off the wall, and there was no flip there. He did a grappling turn, he hit the wall, he didn't look around, he pushed off, had a nice push off. He's concentrating, he's focused. Lane 4, very little wasted motion.
In lane 4, you see him there, Sev Stallkopper from Warsaw Pool.
That's his first place in that age bracket.
Again, he has won the freestyle event as well as the individual medley. And now the breaststroke event.
Breaststroke.
9th grader planning to go to St. Ignatius High School. He'll go in there with an honor roll and merit roll awards from his previous school.
And I know the swim coach over there is probably waiting on him, because the Wyomers don't told him about him. Because 2 of them are swimming over there already.
Everybody's out enjoying the sun.
This is a beautiful facility here, Tim.
Absolutely. I mean,
gorgeous facility.
Right in the back of Halloran Pool is the Halloran skating rink, city's ice skating rink, where Mrs. Sweeney, the center manager, does a tremendous job with all the kids over there all year round. Our next event is the girls 13 and 14 in the breaststroke. In lane number 1 from Impet Pool, Jen Veldheims. In lane 2 from Warsaw, Melissa Brewster. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. In lane 4 from Warsaw Pool, Heather Luchowski. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Jasmine Padron. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Kate Farron. In lane 7 from Gunning Pool, Michelle Schwitar. And in lane 8 from Gunning, Sarah Schneider. Those are our finalists, 13-14 girls in the breaststroke event.
Swimmers, take your mark.
What does he go? About a third of the pool down underwater. She has a good stroke. She rides high in the water. Good recovery. Doesn't waste a whole lot of motion. All of these young ladies are good in the breaststroke, though. Oh, we got to fight for first place here. We got a dead heat going in for first place, Tim, going into the wall.
3 and 5, lane 3. Shannon Cox and Jasmine Padron in lane 5.
Oh, great race.
Lane 4, lane 5.
Lane 5.
Lane 5.
Got to count Tony's thumb there. Lane 5, our champion from Estabrook Pool, Jasmine Padron. She's an 8th grade student at Thomas Jefferson, merit roll. Now listen to this, Lou. Role model.
Hey, why
Michael
not?
Jordan.
Why not? Okay. Why is it not included now?
I think they're trying to tell us something, Lou.
All right, run it, Hank.
We hear you. At this time, we would like to give you some of the scores, team scores, after the first 2 events. We'll give you the first 5. In 5th place, 2 teams are tied, Impet and Zone. In 4th place, 3 teams are there, tied, Glenview, Burton, and Meyer. In 3rd place with 14 points, Cadell Recreation. In 2nd place with 31 points, Gunning Park Pool. And our leader, the defending champions with 65 points from Estabrook. They're our leader with 65 points in today's meet. Our next event is the boys 15 to 17 breaststroke. In lane number 2 from Alexander Hamilton. That's not lane 2, that's Hopkins Airport. He's on his way. Okay, in lane number 2, Hamilton, John Swain just drove in. Lane 3 is David Green from Lincoln. In lane 5, Dan Lizzie from Cadell. Gerald King's in lane 6. And Wimberly Thompson from Hamilton is in lane 7.
Good monitor. Watch it turn off the wall. We got a good stroke here. We got two swimmers who are in striking distance of one another. This is full length, though. This is full length. I'm getting excited. I'm thinking it's a 50. This is a full length. So they got to maintain this here.
We've been watching this Dan Lizzie from Cadell. He's in lane number 5. Talk about good technique and making it look easy, Lou.
The kid has proved himself in each one of these strokes. He has mastered each one of these strokes. You know, the thing he has to do now is get into the pool as much as possible and swim. This kid has high school material. He has high school material wrote all over him. There's several kids here that should be swimming from someone's high school. He's definitely material. Commissioner was talking about getting some kids swimming AAU next year. This kid here, if he doesn't get to high school team, would be a perfect example of needs to be in the junior Olympic program swimming AAU USA.
Our champion in lane number 5 is from Cadell Recreation, Dan Lizzie. And this is his 4th award that he won here today. 10th grader out of Cleveland Learning Center.
Mm-hmm. And the number one swimmer in this stroke did not make the meet today, Mitch Blair. You know, he's another no-show.
You see what Dan Lizzie loves to do there, Lou.
Baseball. I knew you would like that, Commissioner. Baseball. Well, he can't hit a home run in this water, but he sure can swim for one.
There's some kids now. They know how to handle it, Lou. Look at that. They got it all down pat. That one kid's got about 4. Look at her, trying to steal, see what she has. Tell me they don't have fun at a swim meet. Our next event in the girls 15 to 17, the breaststroke event. In lane number 2 from Cadell Recreation, Lisa Lord. In lane number 3 from Gunning, Heather Messer. In lane number 4 from Estabrook, Lauren Krupar. In lane number 5 from Michael Zone, Lauren Napoli. In lane number 6 from Fairfax, Samira Kenny. And in lane number 7 from Michael Zone, Penny Davis. Those are our finalists in the breaststroke girls 15 to 17.
Swimmers, take your mark.
I guess we can wrap another medal for Lauren Kupar.
Well, she's got a good lead here, Lou.
Yeah, she has. Lauren is very smooth also. And so you just don't acquire that, Tim. You just don't acquire that. This is something that has to be practiced. Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, so they practice 300 jump shots a day to perfect that shot. These kids practice these strokes. And you go over to Estabrook and you just watch one of their swim team practices and you see why they be so efficient. They're not lazy. They get into the water. No one has to tell them to get in the water. They're not lazy about doing it. They're there on time, and they come to practice. They didn't come to play cards, shoot the bull, run in the gym. They come to swim.
I think our program just went from G rating to PG rating. You're looking at her, and yes, this is a swim meet. She is making it look extremely easy.
took a peek, Luke. She took a peek at the other lane.
Lane number 4, Lauren Cooper, lane 4.
Again, the champion from Estabrook Recreation in lane number 4 was Lauren Krupar.
Heather didn't do a bad job either out of gunning. She swam a good race.
And an outstanding effort by the second place finish from Gunning Park, Heather Messer. Again, Lou, when they came in here, there was a difference of a few seconds, and it held up here today.
Most of the time they'll hold true. Sometimes you get a swimmer who will swim up to the competition. If he's in a slow heat, slow qualifying heat, he would just swim there. Here you have it back here. Excellent start. She takes a good pull up under the water before reaching the surface, but by the time she gets to the surface, she's ready to stroke.
Okay, folks, stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to talk to the Commissioner of Recreation, and we will also meet the champions of the breaststroke event here today for the city of Cleveland.
My name is Alana Obi. I see my family out there. They may not be my children biologically, but they are still my family. The playgrounds used to be infested, but now my children have a place to play. We bond together and we take care of the problem. We're watching. This is my block. This is my family.
Órale, míralo.
Las gangas nos han robado las calles. Las drogas tienen a la comunidad infectada. Nuestros niños son las principales víctimas. Pero no podemos perder la esperanza. La Coalición de Prevención de Crimen te mandará información sobre cómo puedes empezar. Tienen ejemplos de prevención que están comprobados y que te pueden ayudar. Para unirte hoy mismo a la lucha contra el crimen, llama al 1-800-727-únete. Únete a la lucha contra el crimen.
You chose to ignore the double-track warning. This is the next 60 seconds of your life.
Doesn't look that long. Whatever. What'd I tell you? Okay, great. Let's go.
Ohio's roads can be highways or dieways. The choice is yours.
Very special guests. First of all, on my far right is the Commissioner of Recreation, Michael Cox. Commissioner, welcome.
Thank you, Timothy. Glad to be here, as always.
And we have a very special young man in between us, Jeremiah Caffey, and I hope I'm saying that right.
Correct.
Jeremiah, maybe, Commissioner, you want to explain to the viewers what happened?
Tim, we had a very unfortunate incident at one of our outdoor pools at Glenview Pool where we had a police officer shot. Jeremiah's co-captain at Glenview Pool. Jeremiah's 17 years old, is a senior at Glenville Recreation Center. And we talk about what young people aren't. We never talk about what they are. And Jeremiah did some things over at that pool to help with that officer as she was shot and lay wounded on the ground. And I wanted to make sure that we got Jeremiah on the air and thank him personally for the brave effort, along with his partner, Sanford McCann. They did things that were just outstanding, Tim, to help to ensure that this officer would not die on the scene. So I wanted to bring Jeremiah on and make sure that the citizens of the city of Cleveland understand that these young people that work in our pools are more than just young people that cause trouble. These kids have a hard job, a difficult job, and the way Jeremiah responded makes you feel like it's just amazing. It's really amazing. Jeremiah, thank you. We appreciate what you did over at that pool. We appreciate the work you do at the pool. Jeremiah, are you going to school?
Yes, I am. Soon to be a senior at Glenville when we get back. Just trying to get this last year over with.
Okay.
As soon as possible, get off to college.
What school are you going to?
Planning on going to Morehouse University.
Very good. Very good.
Jeremiah, when obviously the position of a lifeguard, you're in it every day. I mean, I saw the Tribute, and really it was a nice article by our major newspaper, the Cleveland Plain Dealer, the outstanding way that you handled that crisis situation. Where did you receive your training at?
I received my training at Glenville Recreation with Arvell and Tony Elmore, supervisor over some pools. And, you know, every year I go back, even though I don't have to, you know, just be on my P's and Q's with my CPRs, professional rescuers.
Mm-hmm. When you look back, I mean, your actions probably saved the life of that police officer. And that's known as a fact today that it really was a tremendous thing that you've done. I mean, a lot of the kids that are today swimming in the swimming, especially the older teenagers, are thinking, you know, someday I may want to become a lifeguard, you know. What advice would you give to someone that maybe might be a good swimmer, but, you know, not sure if I want to take that next step? What advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, you know, becoming a lifeguard, you have to know how to swim. So if you're not a strong swimmer, you know, give them that advice to get into a recreation or whatever. You know, they're open during the day and work on their strokes. When that course come up, you know, they could take it. I have a lot of friends. I'm going to help them out, get them in there. You know, nice money, nice job. You know, it's getting a little dangerous now, but I'm going to stay in there.
Well, we want you to know you have our total support. And as Commissioner says, our special thanks to you for really a job well done.
Very much so. And remember, next summer you'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Jeremiah. Okay, at this time, we would like to go over to our awards area where we will be presenting the awards to our champions in the breaststroke event. As you can see, there is a Coca-Cola sign. We'd like to let all our viewers know that our special thanks to Cleveland Coca-Cola, as they have been the sponsors of today's meet and paid to make sure this was possible today. Our champions, starting off in the boys 10 and under from the breaststroke. In lane number 4, it was from Estabrook, Rice Kayakula. The girls 10 and under champion from Gunning Pool, Emily Schneider. In the boys 11 and 12, from Cadell Recreation, Chris Tucker. In the girls 11 and 12 from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. Boys 13 and 14 from Warsaw Pool, Sev Stalkopper. 13-14 girls from Estabrook, Jasmine Padron. Again, in the 15-17, he'll take home his 4th award from Cadell Recreation, Dan Lizzie. And also with her 4th award from Estabrook Recreation, 15-17 champion, Lauren Krupar. Let's give them a big hand. The champions in the breaststroke event for the city of Cleveland. Okay, Mom and Dad at home, we've got pulls 2, they call her, but it's Valencia, Brazil. She's going to step in and give us a little color analysis as we go through. And V, obviously our next event is the backstroke event. Tell our viewers what the backstroke is all about.
Well, basically what the backstroke is an event that's done on your back. It's almost like freestyle done upside down in a way. Lots of times what they do is they jump in, and when they get in the pool first, then they push off and they swim, and then when they're on their way back, they'll want to push and do I guess a dolphin kind of a kick. And from there, they just swim and get up and touch.
You know, and obviously, we talked to Luther earlier about the freestyle and the breaststroke, the backstroke, the butterfly. Your opinion, backstroke, is that probably one of the toughest techniques to learn?
No, backstroke is probably one of the easier techniques. The biggest thing about, the easiest thing about backstroke is your face is out of the water. Lots of times kids want to keep their face out of the water anyway, so it's one of the easier strokes to learn. And once you get used to getting the water in your nose and sometimes and getting it out, then you're usually pretty good at it.
Okay, well, let's introduce our finalists in the backstroke so they can enter the pool. Starting in lane number 3 from Estabrook, Bryce Kayakula. In lane 4 from Gunning, Matt Markling. In lane 5 from Lonnie Burton, Benjamin Hobson. In lane 6 from Estabrook, Sonny Karakola. In lane 7 from Estabrook, Nick Grady. And back in lane number 2 from Lincoln Pool, Brian Seichman. Those are finalists in the backstroke 10 and under boys. And again, we're looking for our head timer. I'm sure they're going to want them to enter into the pool for the backstroke.
Swimmers, take your mark.
I think we want to get them in the pool here first. There they go. I'd rather be in there too right now.
Yeah, it is kind of posty out here.
Okay.
As you can see, Tim, all the kids' heads are out of the water. The arms are going in right at the shoulders, and then they're pulling all the way through to their hips. Lots of times the turnover is what really can get you through.
And it looks like lane number 3. Tony's giving us lane number 3. Our champion is from Estabrook, Bryce Kayakula. And again, V, when you were looking at the youngster that was swimming from Estabrook, you talked about keeping their head out of the water. You can take a look at it right here on the replay.
You see how his head's positioned. The water's right there at his ears where it should be. His arms are going in. And he got a little bit confused because when you touch on the backstroke, you should actually be on your back.
Okay, and that's something that they'll learn as they go on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I believe he was trying to get ready to do a flip turn.
In the next event, the girls 10 and under. In lane number 1 from Gunning Pool, Mary Samante. In lane 2 from Impet Pool, Sammy Veltines. In lane 3 from Cadell, Dana Federico. In lane 4 from Gunning, Emily Schneider. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Stephanie Herhoff. In lane 6 from Gunning, Kate Bennis. In lane 7 from Stella Walsh, Rose Rout. And in lane 8 from Estabrook, Christine Schweiner. Those are our finalists in the girls 10 and under as they get ready to enter the pool.
Okay, swimmers. Take your mark.
As you saw, Tim, in lane number 4, I believe it is, when she took off, she did do a butterfly kick under the water for the length of the pool. And she got her head back. She ran into the lane a little bit, lane line. But other than that, she looks pretty good. Very good. When she touched on her back. When she wanted to find out where she was, she put her head back a little further and just kept on going. That was a good heat.
And again, our champion from lane number 4 from Gunning Park Pool, Emily Schneider. Again, we look at the times when they came in, and obviously the time she came in as the fastest qualifier today, and she carried it right through to the city finals.
Okay.
Again, when you look out, and you see all the parents and the support, I mean, it really has to make you feel good.
Oh, yes, it really does. I expected a lot of support. A lot of the parents I know will go from summer into the indoor season, our fall season. So a lot of these faces I see maybe 2-3 times a year. Water polo, swim team for fall, swim team for summer. And something new we may try next year is water basketball.
While we're waiting for our timers to come down in place and get set up, one of the programs that we all talk about is Learn to Swim, but that is a program that will go on all year round. We offer it off at all our recreation centers. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about it?
Oh, sure. We have Learn to Swim for all age groups. We have parent and taught classes. We have Learn to Swim from ages usually around 7 to 17 years old. We have Learn to Swim for adults and seniors. We have exercise classes. Right now, what I'd like to start doing is concentrate a little more on our 8 to 17-year-olds. Those are the ones who end up being a lot of our lifeguards in the near futures. And hopefully we can get our attendance picked up a little more this year.
Okay, in our next event, it is the backstroke, 11 and 12 boys. Introducing first in lane number 2 from Meyer Pool, Ricardo Feliciano. In lane 3 from Impet Pool, Jimmy Schneider. In lane 4 from Impet Pool, Mickey Gall. In lane 5 from Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. In lane 6 from Gunning Park, David McHenry. And in lane 7 from Cadell Recreation, Andrew Anderson. Those are our finalists in the backstroke 11 and 12. And again, I think Joyce gets the call as far as false start, and everybody hates her when she does it. So she's been well liked so far. We've had great starts all day today.
She's doing real good.
And you can see the swimmers in position, ready to go. And our starter.
Waiting for a head timer.
We're waiting for the head timer. Where's our head timer at? I see our head timer is tied up talking to some.
Timers, are you ready? Swimmers, take your mark.
Now, as you can see, Tim, in lane 5, his head position is just a little higher than everybody else's that we've seen today, but his stroke basically isn't bad. If he would get his head back a little more and get his arms equal as far as pulling with his shoulders, he'd be a lot faster on the stroke. Now that one got through with pure strength. There he comes. Now his head position is much better. As you can see, he's gliding through the water a lot easier than he was on his way down. We got someone that's trying to make a move on him. Got his head back, head in position, kick is good. Lane 5 is our winner.
And lane number 5 is our champion from Impet Pool, Mickey Gall. Lane 5, correction. From Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. Sorry, Ronell. We'll take a look at it here on our monitor. Again, there's Ronell Lee from Lonnie Burton, our champion in the backstroke, 11 and 12. Again, V, you can see here on the start, they're in position.
First call.
You can see how he gets out in front. Nice reach.
Oh, yeah, he has real good reach, but his stroke would be a lot more efficient if he would place his head back further like everybody else has. But it was still a good stroke.
And again, after hearing today, I'm sure he'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay, our next event is the girls 11 and 12 backstroke. In lane number 2 from Halloran Pool, Chelsea Zabo. In lane 3 from Cadell Pool, Brandy East. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Sarah Romano. In lane 5 from Thurgood Marshall, Marquita Johnson. And in lane 6 from Cadell, Indigo Bishop. Those are 11 and 12 backstroke girls event.
Swimmers, take your mark.
This is a good heat. Everybody seems to basically be pretty even. Arms are going good, head's looking good, strokes are good, kick is good.
Last call. Boys and girls, 15-17 backstroke. Last call. Boys and girls, 15-17 backstroke.
Look at her arms, Tim. See how her arms coming out, her baby's finger going in the water first. Her head's back, kick is real good. Nice and smooth. She's not real jerky. She's gonna glide right on into that finish.
Okay, in this heat, and again, we would like to remind our viewers at home, we have 2 heats for this event. So again, the times are gonna be important, but in this heat, in lane number 3, it was Brandy East from Cadell that came in with the top time, but obviously in the next event will be the same age group for girls in the backstroke, and they'll be taking the top 8 swimmers. We'll take a look at it here, and you can see the touch right here, V, on the pad.
Nice and smooth, head's back. She's just about to reach. That's how she's gonna beat that other girl from Thurgood Marshall.
Well, you're talking a matter of a second. One arm straight up, and the other one just reached the front of the pad.
Yep.
An outstanding job by lane number, I believe it was 5 from Thurgood Marshall, Marquita Durant.
Yes, very good.
In the next heat, backstroke girls 11 and 12. In lane number 2 from Estabrook, Judy Farron. In lane number 3 from Estabrook, Jessica Sutak. In lane number 4 from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. In lane number 5 from Gunning, Rachel Schneider. And in lane number 6 from Gunning, Sarah Singleton.
What happened in this instance was we had 2 girls who had the exact same time. Both of them would have taken the 8th place finish. So since we just decided to go to 10 lanes, 2 heats of 5. Good. Now see in this age group, see the arm turnover is much faster, the kick is faster, the head is back. Everybody's getting good arm position, good kick. They're looking for the backstroke flag. And she did that flip turn. Very good coming off that wall. She's got that butterfly kick under there. She came up, she's stroking. She got her head back, her baby's finger going in first. She's got an excellent stroke. I would expect this from this age group. She's just going to glide on into the first place. Very good. Excellent stroke, excellent stroke.
Again, in this sheet, it was lane number 4, Angela Krupar from Estabrook. And again, we'll find out who had the top time. If you've been monitoring the scoreboard for our touchpads, you probably will have the winner. But obviously, we'll wait till the officials give us their final top winner and announce to you who the city champion is in this age group. We'd like to give you the team scores that have been updated since the last time we passed this on to you. In 5th place with 17 points is Impetpool. In 4th place with 18 points, Alexander Hamilton. In 3rd place with 31 points, Cadell Recreation. And in 2nd place with 55 points, Gunning. And our defending champions are way out in front with 133 points, Estabrook Recreation. Our next event is the backstroke, boys 13 and 14. In lane number 1, from Halloran Pool, Donald Harrison. In lane number 2, from Estabrook, Gavin Kayakula. In lane number 3, from Michael Zone, Miguel Ortiz. In lane number 4, from Warsaw, Seb Stahlkopper. In lane 5, from Estabrook, Richard Weima. In lane 6, from Estabrook, Eric Dubrava. In lane 7, from Estabrook, Carl Herhoop. And in lane 8, from Alexander Hamilton, Jason Simmons. Those are our finalists in the boys 13 and 14 backstroke event.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Now, as you can see, the boys are just as good as they are, especially at this age group. Turnover rate in lane 5 is excellent. His arms are straight, head's back. He ran into the lane line just a touch. He did that flip turn, wasn't bad. He needs a little work on it. Came up with that butterfly kick. He's going in real good. Head back, arms perfect, excellent. Kick is real good. He hasn't even stopped. He hasn't slowed down. Good, good stroke, real good stroke.
And our winner is from Estabrook Recreation in lane number 5, Richard Weima. Again, Richard is an honor roll student over at Blessed Sacrament. Role model, Brother Frank. I think the Weimas, when, you know, every time they come here, we say Weima, Kupar. Honor champions. Great swim family.
Yes, excellent swim family. I remember a few years back when Frank was still working for us as a lifeguard. He and his brother came in. I did a CPR class with him, but he's gone on to bigger and better things now.
You know, we had talked to the gentleman that was involved in the pool safety issue, and he gave credit to Tony Elmore and the district supervisors for the outstanding training program. I mean, obviously, our hats have to go off to those physical directors that are out there doing a great job of training the lifeguards.
Oh, yes, definitely. I really believe that if it weren't for the physical directors doing what they do as far as teaching the learn to swim classes and lifeguard training classes along with CPR and first aid, we wouldn't have half the staff that we have now. And yes, my hat definitely goes off to them. They do a great job every year, every year.
Our next event is the girls 13 and 14 backstroke. In lane number 1 from Gunning Pool, Sarah Schneider. In lane 2 from Estabrook, Jasmine Padron. In lane 3 from Cadell, Sarah Federico. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Kate Farron. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. In lane 6 from Gunning Park, Michelle Sweetar. In lane 7 from Cadell, Anna Dular. And in lane 8 from Warsaw Pool, Heather Luchowski. Those are our finalists in the girls 13 and 14 for the backstroke event.
Tim, I was talking about that butterfly kick that a lot of them do underwater, and as you see in lane 5, that's exactly what she did. She came out just a little bit above everybody else, but not too much, but it still gives them a little advantage. This age group, I expect to do that backstroke flip turn. Good. With that butterfly kick coming off the wall, that was good. Heads back, arms a good place, rotation is good. You see just enough white water at their feet, so that lets you know that they are breaking with their toes. Looks good, excellent. That glide.
Lane number 4 from Estabrook. Kate Farron is our champion in the backstroke 13 and 14 for the young ladies. She's a 9th grader. Entering Holy Name, honor roll, and perfect attendance. And again, you can see it here. If you look at you talked about the body position.
Body position, yes. She has a slight glide when she got the arm going back. Her head's back. You see just enough white water at her feet to let you know she's kicking nice and smooth, and everything's perfect almost.
Great job, Kate. Hey, our next event is the boys. 15 to 17, backstroke. In lane number 2, from Alexander Hamilton, Wimberly Thompson. In lane number 3, from Glendale Pull, Gerald King. In lane number 5, from Cadell Recreation, Dan Lizzie. In lane number 6, from Neff Pull, Alex Smekar.
All right, Alex.
And in lane number 7, from Hamilton Pull, John Swain. Those are our finalists in the 15-17 boys backstroke event.
Fellas, please get in the water. 4 lengths, please, timer. Swimmer, take your mark.
This age group, don't forget they do 100 yards as opposed to everybody else. 11 to 14 only does 100. Only does 50, I'm sorry. You have a new swimmer, Alex from Neff. He qualified, which was real good. He qualified last year but didn't get a chance to swim, but that's okay.
Determination.
Yes, most definitely. As you can see, Daniel Lissey's nice and smooth. He's not going too fast. He doesn't want to burn out before those last 50 yards are up. So he's going nice and smooth. His head position is back. He's looking for that backstroke line. He did the flip turn, nice and smooth.
He makes it look so easy.
Yes, he does. He really does. It's funny because my worst stroke is my backstroke.
Again, a lot of these swimmers that we see today here, they are candidates that we try to train during the winter months.
Oh, yes, definitely. Daniel, as a matter of fact, Daniel Lissey, if I'm not mistaken, took the class this year, but he got a better job offer somewhere else, so he took that job. But he's still able to swim for us because he's not working for us this year.
First call, boys and girls, 11-12 butterfly.
Good.
Boys and girls,
All right, Alex.
Champion.
Good job, Alex. Wimberly from Hamilton is doing pretty good.
Our champion comes from lane number 5 from Cadell Recreation Pole, Dan Lizzie. Again, he came in here with a time of 1.29, and today he comes in at 1:33, so you can see the time's very consistent.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Anything within 5 to 10 seconds.
When you look at this on the monitor here, you talked about the body position and the reach. You can see right here, it's so smooth. And Lou was talking earlier about how you see his arm come so close to the ear.
Oh yeah,
the
most
head
definitely.
back.
As you see, he tilted his head up just a little bit just to make sure he saw the backstroke flag.
In our next event, it is the girls 15 and 17 backstroke event. In lane number 2, from Michael Zone, Penny Davis. In lane number 3 from Michael Zone, Lauren Napoli. In lane number 4 from Estabrook, Lauren Krupar. In lane number 5 from Gunning, Heather Messner. In lane number 6 from Fairfax, Samira Kenny. And in lane number 7 from Cadell, Lisa Lord. Those are our finalists in the backstroke event for the girls 15 to 17.
Swimmers, take your mark.
As you can see, Tim, a lot of the girls tried some of the butterfly under the water. They're nice and smooth. The arms are going right past their ears. Baby fingers going in the water. That flip turn, nice and smooth. She's taking her time. She doesn't want to rush it too much. She wants to reserve her energy for those last 50 yards. Nice and smooth. Like you said before, they make that look so easy. Boy, did they make it look easy.
When you look here at the backstroke event and you see the flip turn off the walls, you can tell that the younger kids may not have this down pat, but as the ages get older, that the more experience, the better they get.
Oh yes, definitely. A lot of things, especially if you remember in the individual medley, a lot of the strokes weren't perfect, but they just got out of the 10 and under age group for 11 and 12, so they were pretty much looked pretty good. But as you see, these girls right here are really good. 15, 17, that backstroke is good. That flip turn was good. Now that she may put a little more power into it to go ahead and make sure she can secure that first place.
Again, this looks like it's going to be close right here.
Yeah, it looks like both of them are starting to pick up some speed. Turnover on the arms, starting to pick up. It's going to be a close one. Let's see how Tony calls it.
We've got lane number 4 coming in at 148 and lane 5 at 149. Our champion is from Estabrook Recreation, Lauren Krupar.
That was a good job, real good job.
And you can't come any closer than that.
No.
And obviously both young ladies are outstanding swimmers. And you can tell that they've done a tremendous amount. And before coming in today's, Lauren was 4 seconds faster to Heather. But you're going to see him come down the stretch here, and it's right down to the last reach
it really
into the
is.
touchpad.
They both were looking to see exactly where they wanted to touch. And it was good. That was a club. I would have hated to have to call that one.
I hear you. One of the things is that coming up this winter, and I know that a lot of the kids are out there looking at swimming. You know, a lot of times it may not be competitive swimming, but we started a relatively new program. I think every year it comes close to the sport issue of competitive play. I know that the teams look forward to it every year, but we'd like to talk a little bit about it to our viewers. Tell us a little bit about the water polo program in the Division of Recreation.
Oh, water polo. Water polo has really gotten more popular with us in the past 2 or 3 years. Last year we had, if I'm not mistaken, Gunny won junior and senior divisions with water polo. Water polo is sort of like soccer in the water, I call it. But you use your arms and you're throwing the ball back and forth and you're putting it through a goal, and it's a lot of fun. The younger kids, we usually try to get them to start at around 11 years of age. We don't usually go because the younger kids, sometimes they aren't strong enough to actually be able to tread the water. Well, in the deep end is where we usually play it, but it's a lot of fun. And
What are the age groups for the kids that could participate?
The age groups usually start around 11 years of age to 11 to 12, 11 to 13, and then we go senior group from 14 to 17, which is a lot of fun.
And it's at all the recreation centers. The kids can sign up when?
Oh yeah, we usually have all the recreation centers participate. Last year we had 6 senior teams. The year before, and last year we had around 15 to 20 junior teams. So we had more junior teams, younger teams, which was good for us because what happens is those juniors eventually become seniors. So we'll eventually have more senior teams over the next couple of years. All the recreation centers do offer it. And we usually don't start until after our fall swim team, so around February of next year of '99 we'll be starting. Right now we're getting ready for our fall competitive swim.
And obviously, mom and dad at home, if you want to get your youngster into some swim programs, you're not sure what recreation center is close to you, you can call Luther Demery at 664-3018. Again, it's 664-3018. And they'll be able to direct you to the nearest recreation center that have all these aquatic programs that are free to you, the citizens of Cleveland. Folks, stay with us, because when we come back, we're going to meet the champions of the backstroke event right after this timeout.
There you go. Please fill it out completely.
What? You didn't register with Selective Service? Don't you know it's the law?
Why kill your chances for student loans, job training, and federal jobs? Register with Selective Service when you turn 18. It's what a man's got to do.
Next. I try and think about what's the most important thing to me. For a long time it was heroin, but it's not anymore. It's not the thing closest to my heart. My baby is. My boyfriend OD'd about a month after the baby was born. And when the police came, I was high, and they took my baby. And I'm not allowed to see her, but I love her, and I'm gonna try and get her back.
Welcome back to the Halloran Pool, where you've been watching the City of Cleveland Swim Champions on CLV TV 35. At this time, we're going to go to our awards ceremony area where we will meet the champions in the backstroke event. Boys 10 and under, the city champion is from Estabrook Pool, Bryce Kayakula. Girls 10 and under backstroke champion from Gunning Park Pool, Emily Schneider. Boys 11 and 12 champion from Lonnie Burton Pool, Ronell Lee. Girls 11 and 12 champion from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. Boys 13 and 14 champion from Estabrook Pool, Richard Wyma. Girls 13 and 14 champion from Estabrook, Kate Farron. And again, for his 5th medal today from Cadell Recreation, 15 to 17, Dan Lizzie. And also winning 4 medals today from Estabrook in the 15-17 girls, Lauren Krupar. These are city champion of the backstroke event. These were our backstroke champions, and our next event is the butterfly event. And V, when you talk about butterfly event, in the competitive swim championships. Describe to our viewers what the butterfly is all about.
Oh, Tim, the butterfly, I'll put it this way, is one of the hardest strokes to learn, to master. Okay? The reason being you have you have a dolphin kick, which is an up and down motion with your feet together, and then you have an over out of the water arm recovery. Okay, with an underwater pull with both hands at the same time. And then you have to try to squeeze the breath in there somewhere. So it's kind of an interesting stroke. It's one of the hardest strokes to master. These kids, if it even looks good, if their feet are together and their arms are coming out the water, even if they don't take a breath, my hat goes off to them because it's a hard stroke to learn, but it's a fun stroke. Once the kids get the hang of once they get the feel of the rhythm, it's fine. They usually just go ahead and go with it.
When you look at the butterfly event, you talked about the difficulty of learning it and actually going out and doing it. When did they start using this in the competitive swim meets for the city of Cleveland?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Before that, we only did the basic strokes, which were the freestyle, breaststroke, and the backstroke, and then the crescendo relay.
Okay, our next event is the butterfly 10 and under boys. In lane number 1 from Leak Park is Kamel Townsend. In lane 2 from Hamilton, Michael Evans. And in lane 3 from Estabrook, Nick Grady. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Price Kayakula. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Sonny Kayakula. In lane 6 from Gunning, Matt Markling. In lane 7 from Leak Park, Stevenson Ivory. And in lane 8 from Alexander Hamilton, Antonio Carey.
Yeah, it's only 6.
No, they're not giving me the information. We'll do the best we can.
Swimmers, take your mark.
As you can see, Tim, out of the water recovery, the kick is good. They're bringing their heads up and getting some air. He has a real good stroke. Real good butterfly. Two-hand touch, definitely.
And again, we're looking at Tony Elmore, and he's giving us lane number 4, which is Bryce Kayakula from Estabrook Recreation Center, is the champion in the butterfly event. And Bryce is a 5th grader at Harper Elementary. Received an award in citizenship. Role model is Ryan Selbach. You can see the butterfly. I mean, obviously, you talked about the dolphin kick, but for the first time, and many of these kids, it's relatively their first or second time doing it. Not bad for the first time.
No, it's not bad at all for the first time. You'd be surprised. A lot of them spend a lot more time on that stroke than they would any other stroke.
Again, for mom and dad and swimmers at home, when you're watching this on CLV TV 35, my apologies for all the names that I butchered and mistakes I made. Bear with us. We're trying to get to the best we can. Our next event is the girls 10 and under butterfly event. In lane number 1 from Thurgood Marshall, Mary Curry. In lane 2 from Stella Walsh, Rose Rowe. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Kristen Swiner. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Stephanie Herhout. In lane 5 from Gunning Park, Emily Schneider. In lane 6 from Gunning Park, Maria Samante. In lane 7 from Estabrook, Sarah Kersey. And in lane 8 from Impet Pool, Sammy Veltines. Those are our finalists in the 10 and under girls for the butterfly event.
Swimmers, take your mark.
As you can see, the girls seem to have a little more flexibility in their arms than the boys did. In lane number 4, I believe it is, she hasn't taken a breath yet. She's going all the way through. She just took one breath, and it looked like she might win, and she did.
In lane number 4, from Estabrook, Stephanie Herhold. Comes in as our city champion, a 6th grader from Messiah Lutheran. Perfect attendance, merit roll, loves the game of softball. Take a look at it right here on the screen, and you talked about not coming up for air. There's one time, but after that, it keeps her head down and with a 2-hand touch. Nice job into the wall.
Yes, definitely nice job. Even lane 5 had an excellent stroke. Lots of times when you're swimming with those goggles on, if you don't have your head in a certain way, the water will just push them right out of the way, and then you're going, uh-oh, hope they don't fall off. 11, 12.
You can see the children out there admiring their medals, a little drink of Coca-Cola, and enjoying the sun on this beautiful day in August. The City of Cleveland Swim Championships by the Division of Recreation. Our next event is the boys 11 and 12 in the butterfly event. In lane number 1, from Estabrook Pool, Matt Kusa. In lane 2, from Impet Pool, Andrew Dinafrico. In lane 3, from Meyer Pool, Ricardo Feliciano. In lane 4, from Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. And that doesn't look like
That's
him.
not Ronell.
Yeah. In lane 5, from Impet Pool, David Patrick. In lane 6, from Impet Pool, Mickey Gall. And in lane 7, from Impet Pool, Jimmy Schneider. And in lane 8, from Estabrook, David Acevedo. And going back to lane 4, I believe that is Jared Luchowski from Warsaw Pool.
Yes, Jared Luchowski. That's who it is.
Those are our finalists today in the boys 11 and 12 butterfly.
First call, boys and girls, 15-17 butterfly. First call, boys and girls, 15-17 butterfly.
And look at this one. In lane 3, he doesn't have a bad stroke. If he could get his arms out a little more and maybe more in front of his head, but he's not doing a bad job. Not bad at all. He's taking one breath. This is 50 yards. 2-hand touch. Oh, missed that one. They're on their way back. It's going to be interesting between lane 3 and lane 5 to see who's going to come up and win. Let's see how Tony calls it. And
Lane number 3 comes in at 54 and lane 2 at 55. Our champion is from lane number 3 from Meyer Pool, Ricardo Feliciano.
All right, Ricardo.
6th grader from Thomas Jefferson. Role model, Omar Vizquel.
Ooh, not bad.
That's all right.
It's funny, you used to say Myers Pool because this is
when we take a look at it here, V, and you talk about the pool, we heard everybody yelling. Now, you see how wide he is here?
Yeah.
Is that the correct way, or does he want to stay in closer?
He wants to get in. He needs to bring his arms. His arms need to come right past his ears, a little more. If he would, but it's not bad. His kick is good. He's getting the breath in. His head's coming up out the water. A little mistake. I expect a little more. I expect some more mistakes at this age group. By the time we get 13 and 14, I expect feet to be together, toes pointed, arms coming up.
And this one here, when you looked at the finish, it really came down to just a little bit stronger than the next guy, and it actually would give him that
a little more strength.
Absolutely. And Darren Patrick, our hats off to him from Input Pool. He really did an outstanding job coming in second place today here at the 11 and 12 butterfly event. In the next event, girls 11 and 12 butterfly. In lane number 1 from Gunning Pool, Rachel Schneider. In lane 2 from Thurgood Marshall, Marquita Durant. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Jessica Sutak. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Angela Krupar. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Sarah Romano. In lane 6 from Gunning Park, Sarah Singleton. In lane 7 from Estabrook, Judy Farran. And in lane 8 from Estabrook, Cindy Rishaw. Those are our finalists in the girls 11 and 12 butterfly event.
I see the difference in the strokes, Tim. The girls have a little more flexibility up in their arms. The kick is different. The arm recovery is a lot better. They got 2 beat kicks. The pull, good 2-hand touch on the way back. And butterfly is one of those things you want to try to swim all out as much as possible in short distances.
When you look at this, when they come to their final touch, it's a 2-hand touch, just like in the breaststroke. Is that important here?
Yes, it's very important here. At this time of the year, by the time you make it to the city finals, you should have a 2-hand touch automatically. It should be automatic without even having to think about it.
There you are. You're looking at our champion with the City of Cleveland girls 11 and 12 butterfly from Estabrook Recreation, Angela Krupar. We've called her name all day today. I believe that's like her 3rd or 4th. And again, you talked about coming in with a 2-hand touch. Take a look at it here.
Definitely. She has a good stroke, excellent stroke. Arm recovery is good, and she touches.
And again, both hands are at the same time?
At the same time.
Otherwise, they would be disqualified?
Yes, they would.
But we don't want to disqualify the kids.
No, I don't. I hate disqualifying kids, unless it's really chopped up to the point where you can't even recognize it. But by the time they make it here, we've gotten all the kinks out.
Our next event is the boys 13 and 14 in the butterfly event. In lane number 2 from Fairfax Recreation, Richard Sparks. In lane 3 from Estabrook, Carl Herhuth. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Richard Wyma. In lane 5 from Estabrook, Gavin Kayakula. In lane 6 from Warsaw, Sev Stahlkopper. In lane 7 from Fairfax, Adrian Robinson. And in lane 8 from Alexander Hamilton, Jason Simmons. These are our finalists, boys 13 and 14 in the butterfly event.
At this age group, you should see a much, much better butterfly.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Yeah, much better. In lane 4, he hasn't come up to take a breath yet. Oh, just took his first breath. Not looking too bad. His arms are good, nice and bent. Kick is good, nice white water, following on the kick. Taking his breath. I believe we had about another 20 yards or so to go. Lane 3 probably would have caught up with him and passed him, but that was good, good heat.
Our champion is from Estabrook Recreation, Richard Wyma, out of lane number 4.
Lane 2, Richard Sparks. His mother works in recreation and cultural arts.
And again, Richard Sparks has proven that he has some outstanding skills in the swim program at Fairfax.
Definitely. Richard started real young with that 8 to 10 and under age group. He's
Look at it here on the replay again. You talk about the the technique of the butterfly was really outstanding.
Yes, really outstanding.
Great job, yeah.
Okay, in our next event, the girls 13 and 14. In lane number 1 from Gunning Park, Sarah Schneider. In lane number 2 from Estabrook, Jasmine Padran. In lane number 3 from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. In lane number 4 from Estabrook, Melissa Parsons. In lane number 5 from Estabrook, Katie Farron. In lane 6 from Gunning Park, Michelle Sweeter. In lane 7 from Impet Pole, Jen Veltimes. And in lane number 8 from Warsaw, Jessica Bartholomew. Those are our finalists, girls 13 and 14 in the butterfly event.
In this event, Tim, I expect the girls to have just as good a stroke as their counterparts did earlier. As you can see, a couple of them stayed underwater a little longer, which is legal. They can do that. Lane 3 seems to be leading so far. Good two-hand touch, came off the wall, touch and push. That's all you have to do. You don't have to wait and check out and find out what everybody else is doing. Kick is beautiful kick. Got just enough white water in the back to let you know that she is kicking. She's following through with her head and her arms. She has that up and down wavy motion. That's exactly what you want to have when you're doing butterfly. Good.
And our champion comes from lane number 3 from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. Again, an honor roll student. Veteran swimmer. She's been in several of these swim meets.
Oh, yeah, she's been in swim meets since I can remember, probably since she's about 8 years old.
And obviously, we'll take a look at it here.
As you can see, she's going into that first lap. And she touches, she turns, and she pushes off that wall, a good push, and she just gets off the wall. The faster you get off the wall without looking to see where everybody else is, the better your timing usually is.
A lot of the younger swimmers do that when they hit the wall. They look to see where they're at.
Yes.
If they have to go fast, they have to
yes, that's what they do. They do. And as a coach, you try to break them from that, but sometimes it's just so instilled in them, and it's just a real bad habit that it's kind of hard to break.
Okay, our next event is the boys 15 to 17. In lane number 2 from Glendale Pool, Gerald King. In lane number 3 from Lincoln Pool, David Green. In lane number 4 from Cadell Pool, Dan Lizzie. And in lane number 5 from Alexander Hamilton, Wimberly Thompson. Those are our finalists, 15-17 boys butterfly.
Sometimes this time of year, parents and children are going on vacation. It's kind of hard. They may actually qualify, but by the time they get to the finals and where it is, everybody's out of town. So that's how we dwindle down from 8 people down to 4. And even with the alternates, as you can see, is that Gerald King? No, that's David Green.
David Green out of Lincoln, and Dan Lizzie is in lane number 4.
Yes. Oh.
Coming down to the stretch here.
All right.
Lane 3 is our city champion, a time of 39:31.
David Green.
And right behind him, Dan Lizzie in lane number 4.
Today's Daniel's first time being beat, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. Champion is David Green from lane 3 from Lincoln Pool.
And look at this coming in. And he got his arms out. His kick is good. Head position is good. He's breathing. And he's going to just glide into that. There you go. That was good. Real good. Congratulations, David.
Great job, David. Before we start our next event with the girls 15 to 17, mom and dad at home, as well as the viewers that are here today, I think we need to take time out to really take a look around and see the many coaches, the lifeguards that have done a tremendous job all summer long. Let's give them a big hand for a job well done during 1998.
Yes,
thank you, swim team coaches and lifeguards, for a job well done.
All of our timers.
It's great to tell people that they do a job.
Yes, it is. It makes you feel better.
You look at all the timers smiling, especially when their kid wins, they smile.
Yeah.
And they don't run, I think. Okay, our next event is the girls 15 to 17 butterfly event in lane number 4 from Fairfax, Samara Kenny. In lane number 5 from Gunning Park, Heather Messer. And in lane number 6 from Michael's own Penny Davis. These are our finalists, girls 15 to 17 in the butterfly event.
This is another example of people going on vacation and doing other things today. That's why you have such a short heat as far as participation is concerned.
Swimmers, take your mark.
Lane 5 isn't doing bad at all. Head's coming up out the water.
Patrick, report to the guardhouse.
Arms are good, kick is good.
Report to the guardhouse.
Going to glide into that, make a first touch, turn, and push. There you go. Good.
Relays, last call.
As a coach, you try your best to try to teach them how to do that. Just touch and go, touch and go. You don't worry about where everybody else is. Do the best that you can as a swimmer. She's not doing bad. She's doing pretty good. She's going to keep on going. And glide into the edge. Good. Lane 5 is our winner.
Lane 5, our city champion from Gunning Park Pool, Heather Messer. And again, you can see here on the replay, good stroke.
Good stroke, yes. And she just glides right onto the touch pad.
Outstanding job today by Heather Messer in the butterfly event, 15 to 17 girls. Folks, stay with us, because when we come back, we will meet the champions of the butterfly event. And the excitement is on as the Crescendo relay teams are up next.
Yes.
In the Odyssey, Homer explores the depths of human tragedy.
Yo.
Second.
Huh? Hey, man.
Here, through the eyes of Odysseus, he's being challenged by Cyclops.
I feel like everyone you know is smoking pot.
I'll take that, mister.
Fact is, 8 out of 10 kids our age have never tried it. So if you think everybody's smoking pot, you're dreaming. I'm cool.
Make your mama cry. Lose your best friend. Die an early death. Do you really want to be in a gang? Think about it. Peace out.
You've been watching the City of Cleveland Championship, Swim Championship, sponsored by the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation and Cleveland Coca-Cola. At this time, we're going to go to our awards area where we're presenting our champions in the butterfly event. First, in the boys 10 and under, our champion is from Estabrook Pool, Bryce Kayakula. In the girls, 10 and under from Estabrook, Stephanie Herhout. In the 11 and 12 boys, butterfly event champion from Meyerpool, Ricardo Feliciano. In lane 4 from Estabrook, 11 and 12 girl champion, Angela Krupar. That's her 4th medal today. Also in the 13-14 boys, butterfly champion from Estabrook Pool, Richard Weimar. 13-14 girl champion from Estabrook, Shannon Cox. The 15-17 boy champion in the butterfly event from Lincoln Pool, David Green. And 15-17 girl champion in the butterfly event from Gunning Park Pool, Heather Messer. Let's give her a big hand, the city champs in the butterfly event for the city of Cleveland. I think they're giving me the business.
Why?
Let's first talk about the Crescendo relay teams. Probably one of the most exciting events that we're going to see here today.
Oh, yes, definitely. Unfortunately, we're in a position where we only have one boys team that did show up with everybody that was able to swim. So they're going to be swimming basically by themselves. But the girls, we have 4 teams, if I'm not mistaken, and I expect, I predict Estabrook is going to win. I just predict it.
You don't have any basis for that.
Well, no, I think their relay has been undefeated for the past, I'll say 2, maybe 3 years for girls relays.
Well, Mom and Dad at home, let me tell you, V didn't become Einstein overnight.
That's true.
I mean, when you look at Estabrook swim meet champions, competitive swim teams where they've won championships, let me just give you some information that may just astonish you a little bit. Summer swim meet champions for the city of Cleveland, Estabrook, 1991, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97. They've won 7 consecutive years, going for their 8th today. In the winter, they won in 85, 89, 90, 92, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So winning here has been part of history as it records year after year the outstanding swim teams over at Estabrook. Hold on one second here. Okay. I've just been advised that the 11 and 12 boy champion was disqualified, and the champion for the 11 and 12 boys butterfly for the city of Cleveland is from Imbit Pool, Darren Patrick. We have our meet director, Luther Demery, who abandoned me today.
He didn't
come over here and straighten this out. Okay, let's take a look at the Crescendo relay teams as they're going to get ready to line them up. And again, when we look at the relays, they must have a swimmer in each age group, 8 to 10, 11 and 12,
yes,
13, 14, and 15 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
They have to swim 2 laps, so the 8 to 10-year-olds are going to have a little rough road to go.
Yes, the 8 to 10-year-olds who are only used to swimming 1 length of the pool, 25 yards, has to be able to do a 50-yard swim. So that's where you can really find out how good your Crescendo relay is going to be.
Well, let's take a look at the relay teams and the names that they've given to me. We'll start off by looking at lane number 2, which is Fairfax Recreation Center's team of K. Davis, D. Emanuel, C. Kenny, and S. Kenny. I'm not going to try to pronounce all their first names. I would have been confused. But anyway, there are Fairfax winners. Also in lane 3 from Cadell Recreation's pool is Dana Federico, Brandy East, Sarah Federico, and Lisa Lord. In lane 4 from Estabrook, Lauren Krupar, Stephanie Herhout, Angela Krupar, and Kate Farron. And in lane 5 from Gunning Park is Emily Schneider, Heather Messner, Rachel Schneider, and Michelle Switar. And in lane 6, these are going to be our city champs, but we're going to see how they do against the girls today. The boys champion for the city of Cleveland are going to come from Hamilton Recreation Pole. Their swimmers are Michael Evans, Brian Rogers, Jason Simmons, and John Swain. Again, these are the Crescendo relay teams for the city of Cleveland here today at Halloran Pool. And again, V, I'm going to ask you and put you on the spot. Which one do you goes first and who goes second? How would you do it?
Well, with me, it's been so long since I've coached anyone, but I think I would let my slower swimmers go first and third and use my faster swimmers to pick up second and fourth.
Okay.
That's what I would do. Well, with the boys, today it really doesn't matter because they're going to win automatically as long as they finish.
I want to see how they do against the girls.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be real interesting.
And again, you're seeing the Crescendo relay teams right here on CLV TV 35.
As you can see, the boys are leading just by maybe a stroke or two, but not by very much. Not by very much at all. And it looks like now that the girls from Gunning Park Recreation Center may be trying to take over. You have to make sure that on the Crescendo relay, when you're swimming, you cannot, the next person in line cannot leave until the person that's in the pool touches. If they leave before they touch, they will be disqualified automatically, the whole relay team.
You're looking neck and neck out in front. It's in lane 4, Estabrook, and in lane 5 is Gunning's team. They're coming in looking 1 and 2 halfway through, with Hamilton in 3rd, Cadell in 4, and Fairfax coming up.
Well, they call it Crescendo relay for a reason. Looks like somebody in Gunning's team's trying to make up a little extra time.
Where did they put the strong swimmers? It could come down here, V.
Yes, it could. It definitely could. We have one more person to swim in this last length. And on the way back, it looks like Gunning's trying to take over. I don't know. What does it look like to you, Tim?
Looks like Gunning picked up out in front here by a little bit of a length.
Looks like
they're coming in right here.
Right
they
here.
got one swimmer to go. You're looking at Gunning in the middle of the pool, and Estabrook right beside him. There's the flip turns.
Was that Estabrook and then Gunning?
Right in the middle, Estabrook out in front, Gunning behind.
And Estabrook is undefeated again. With Gunning coming into a second, a close second.
Again, we're looking at the Hamilton Recreation team at the top of your screen. They'll come in and win the boys championship, as well as Cadell finishing up in lane 3.
And Fairfax's girls.
And again, it's important, and when you look at the kids out here, they're giving their best effort and they want to finish it.
Oh yeah, definitely. They definitely want to finish. Last year, Fairfax's boys won the outdoor meet for the summer. But I expect what's going to happen is these young girls, this is where Estabrook starts to catch up on Gunning. right here, as you can see.
And why is it that, was it during the flip turn here? Let's take a look at it. There's the flip turn by Gunning, and then Estabrook. And you see they're coming up. Now, Gunning's already above the water, and right here,
her stroke was just a little better. Her kick was a little harder. As you can see, if you look at what we call the white water in technical terms behind the person and Gunning, her white water is a little more. So means she's kicking a little harder, stroking a little faster. Her arm turnover is much better. Not much better, but it's good. But she has the speed and the strength to get past her, and that's exactly what happened.
When we talk about the Aquasize program, obviously a lot of people look forward to that, especially in the winter months, the heated pools and getting out there. Tell us a little bit about the Aquasize program.
Aquasize program is something that all of our recreation centers offer at every site. And basically what it is, it's just water exercise. For a lot of people that have knee problems, back problems, or any kind of aches and ailments, if you don't want to get the pounding of the aerobics on land or the jogging on land, you can go into the pool. They have stretching just like you do when you're getting ready to run or do aerobics. They have warm up. They have a cardiovascular time. And most of them usually run anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, 2 or 3 times a week.
And if they're interested in joining the Aquasize, who can they call?
Oh, they can call Luther Demery at 664-3018, or they can give me a call at 664-2566.
So again, mom and dad at home, if you're interested in the Aquasize program, please call 664-3018, ask for Luther Demery, or Valencia, Brazil at 664-2566.
Sure.
Stay with us, because when we come back, we will have the champions of the relay teams, as well as we're going to be meeting some outstanding swimmers for today's meet. And we're going to take a look at some people from behind the scenes that really did an outstanding job all year for the Cleveland Pools. There they are.
Yay.
The lifeguards and the coaches did a great job. You gave us a great day.
Yes, they did, definitely. There's Charlene.
And there's our crew at home. They're the one that answer the phones and make sure everything goes right. And Tony Elmore, great job, group. Stay with us, folks, because when we come back, we're going to meet the city champions of 1998.
That's my nephew Scruff reading that comic book.
Improving my mind.
Give me your magic zapper and I'll improve your mind.
Hey, that's me!
Look inside. It's about the adventures you have coming home from school.
Uh-oh.
It gives tips on what to do about bullies, finding drugs, or trouble on the bus. And it shows what happens to Scruff.
What happens? What happens?
You'll see. For your free copy, write McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652 and help me take a bite out of crime.
What happens? What happens?
You chose to follow others around the crossing gate. This is the next 60 seconds of your life.
Let's go. Come on, let's go. There's no train. Let's go.
I'm going.
No.
Ohio's roads can be highways or dyways. The choice is yours.
Welcome back to Halloran Pool, where you've been watching the City of Cleveland Swim Championships, which were sponsored by the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation and our Cleveland Coca-Cola. Our first awards that we're going to look at are people that you've heard their name all day long, winning one event after another. They turned out and they have been honored as their outstanding swimmers in their age groups. Our first one, I'm probably going to butcher this name, is Bryce Kaikula, and he's from Estabrook. Bryce, what events did you win today?
Freestyle, breaststroke, and butterfly.
And the 10 and under girl outstanding swimmer is also from Estabrook, Stephanie Hairhoth. And Stephanie, you tell us what events you won today.
Freestyle, butterfly, and the girls relay.
Okay, and the 11 and 12, who's already left, but we want to give tribute to him. He's from Lonnie Burton, Ronell Lee. He is our 11 and 12 outstanding swimmer for the boy. The girl is from Estabrook Recreation. We've been saying her sister's name all day, but you did just as well. Angela Krupar. Angela?
I won the IM, butter, back, breast, free, and the girls relay.
I think you outdid your sister today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. 13-14 from Estabrook. The famous name that we hear every year, the Wymas, but this time it goes to Richard Wyma. Rich, what events did you win today?
Freestyle, butterfly, and backstroke.
Okay, and the 13-14 girl, also from Estabrook, Kate Farron. Kate?
I won freestyle, backstroke, and girls relay.
And the 15-17 outstanding swimmer for the boys was going for the sweep, came one up short, but Dan Lizzie goes from Cadell Recreation. Dan, which ones did you win?
I won the individual medley, the freestyle boys, the backstroke, the breaststroke, and I think that's it.
And almost the butterfly.
Almost the butterfly. Came a little bit short.
In our 15-17, obviously, we've been calling your name, and for 1 year, I finally get it right. Lauren Krupar. Lauren, which events did you win today?
I am freestyle, and breaststroke, and the girls relay.
Okay. You guys did a great job. Outstanding swimmers in the 1998 meet. Lou has some special awards for our teams. Lou?
Yes, I have both teams here. The runner-up team from Gunning Recreation Center. If I can get the coach in here for a minute. Coach, congratulations. Tell me how hard your kids worked to achieve this award.
Well, my kids have been working for about 3 months now. They've been working real hard. They were doing very good at practices, and all the credit goes to them.
Again, Coach, congratulations to you, your team, your parents, to support your team, and the Gunning Recreation Center. Congratulations. If I can get the team from Estabrook over here, swim coaches and the team. This is a championship team here. Come on in, Coach. This team here is an outstanding swim team, probably for the last 10 years have been winning city meets. Congratulations again, Coach, to your team. Tell me, what do you guys prepare for this? How do you prepare for this meet?
No, just a lot of hard work. I mean, ask these guys, they can tell you. They're the ones that do it. I'm just the one who screams and yells.
They do the work.
They do it.
Well, gang, you guys did an excellent job again this year. Congratulations to you guys, your parents, and to Estabrook Recreation Center. A fine aquatics program. Congratulations, Coach. Tim, we want to move in. We want to wrap this up.
Obviously, we've had an outstanding day here at Halloran Pool as Estabrook will grab their 8th consecutive title for Summer Swim Champions. And it's been a very special year for you, Lou. I know that you're looking at retirement down the road. We're going to probably try to keep you for one more year, but I know we probably won't. But we'll remember this as one of the greatest days in the city of Cleveland. It started out way back in June where 41 teams were formed, over 700 swimmers started to get here to the city finals to win these medals and awards today. Today we crowned the few, but we want to say special thanks to everyone involved.
Tim, again, you said it on the head. It's a special occasion for the city of Cleveland. This swim meet here exemplifies the hard work young people do in the aquatics area. Again, congratulations to all outstanding swimmers, the Estabrook swim team for the championship, and for Gunning Rec for the runner-up. We hope to see you again next year. Take care.
Okay, Lou, good luck. Again, you've been watching CLV TV 35. Our special thanks to the CLV TV 35 crew, Henry Picterna, Kathy Allen, Dennis Knowles, Dave Elbon, and the many crew that gave us some great shots. As always, it's been a great day. Our special thanks to the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation, the lifeguards, the aquatics manager, Luther Demery, Commissioner Michael Cox, and Mayor Michael R. White for all your support in making this happen, as well as to the Cleveland Coca-Cola Company, who provided all the funding to make this possible. 1998, city champions are the Estabrook Recreation, and we look forward to seeing you in 1999. For Luther Demery, I'm Tim Wells. Thanks for being with us.
We hope you enjoyed today's game. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, TV20 Cleveland, and subscribe to get the latest videos. I'm Christian Patterson. Thanks for watching TV20 Classic Sport.